Hello. It's been a wonderful, long journey, but I am excited to say I think this is it. I think this is the day that we finally knock out Greater Player version 0.26, because at this point I've done only Wanderers left, and I am at Zot, and I'm predicting I will be able to take it down today. I don't know if this word works or not. Yep. Interestingly enough, I am only one background shy of Greater Gnoll specifically. I would have to do a Gnoll Berserker, and I haven't yet because having access to every ability in the game and then choosing to only use this left column seems really, and some of these seems really boring. But never mind, I can do a game day someday. I've got every tool I need to win Zot, so in theory I should be able to do this without too much difficulty, but theory is exactly what gets people killed, so let's see if I can make theory a reality. We are going in now. Now, it is interesting to note that while I said I have every ability, I am lacking Ozo's Refrigeration, which I often like to use in this time of the game. Of my favorite Zot clearing tools, I do have Spellforge Servitor, which should really be plenty of power to win with. I do not have Necromutation. I don't need any of these, by the way. I'm just listing off different endgame tools that are available and which ones I have and don't. I do have a duplicate in that I have both the... Ooh, that was a bad time. I did not realize that was a shifter. I do have both Conjure Ball Lightning and Orb of Destruction, when in theory I can really get by with just one of those two. So, things to note. I'm also on 1 pip of Necro instead of 3, so none of these are optimal, but again, I don't need anything more than I've got to win this. So it's really going to come down to, it's my game to lose now. I say all of that, painfully aware that what I'm doing is baiting fate, and when you fate bait, that doesn't always end well. It doesn't take a lot for a run to go south, especially not in Zot. You get teleported badly, you open the wrong vault door badly. I'm exaggerating though. I mean, here's the thing. That is a shifter at very close range. Not a huge fan of seeing him right now. And it looks like it's a black or purple. Purple does not resist electricity. Does not. He's got no shot at dimension anchoring me, but blink away, blink range don't look like they care. Blink allies encircling could definitely trigger. Cannot be resisted by willpower. See, that's the one that can hit me, and that could really cause irritation to be repositioned. Most of these enemies that are around me right now resist electricity. 1, 2, 3. He doesn't, so I could theoretically go to town on him. I think I'm going to Orb of Destruction at this close range. I wouldn't go any further than that. Shatter is a great option here. Let's pull these two upstairs and shatter them to death. Or not shatter. Irradiate them to death. I do resist electricity naturally, thank you. Oh, if I get constricted going upstairs, that could be bad. I did twice. I'm trying to blink away. I blinked away. All right, there's the bad start that we've been waiting for. We are completely surrounded. We do not have the dig wand. I think this is a good time to drop the condenser vein to try and get some free damage. And a potion petition to get heal haste. Perfect, we got everything. It was expensive, but I do feel much more safe having these options down. Now we can definitely summon an ally because the shifter is not directly following me. Oh, that poison cloud is exactly what I need right now, since you guys are poison vulnerable and I am not. My health is at half. Is this a good time to heal? I think it is. We'll heal and then keep going. I wish I had a dig one so I could dig my way through this mess and be safe. I don't. I kind of think more poison is appropriate here to kill off all those draconian. And now we can start looping back towards the exit. Try to avoid getting quicksilvered as I do. Okay, I think we did it. We're on track to be safe again. We'll drop a lightning spire to add to the general chaos that is my retreat. There are the constrictors of this mess, and unfortunately there isn't just one of them, there are 3 of them. So it's not an ideal time to leave, actually. But I am kind of nervous to stay with this much going against me. So let's acid one of them and see if we can get a pull this time. We got a pull. Excellent. I love a pull. Do we go back in again? I think we do. I think we do go back in one more time. Do we pre-haste? I think we do. We'll also pre-toxin. Pull immediately. Got him. Great. This is actually turning into one of the worst Zot pull starts that I've had. If you hear my voice tremoring ever so slightly, it's because I'm a little nervous right now. This is a lot riding. I would hate to lose right now, so far deep in. Let's see if we can get a pull on this guy. We did. Excellent. All these fail constrict pull very valuable. I think we got most of the constrictors now. Pre-toxin and down we go. I'll pull the electro. I failed to pull the electro. Not scared of you. Not scared of you, right? Not scared of you. Not scared of you. Leaving. Something. Like, imagine if an orb of fire had turned up right there, or a cursed toe, and next thing I know, I'm surrounded by confusing fungi. I waste 2 turns healing out of it, and all at half health. I mean, there's a lot of ways that could have gone south. Yes, it's my game to lose. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna lose it. It just means that I have to play very. It means that if I do lose it, it's entirely my fault. I'm not exactly trying to beat Zot with no armor and no spells here. Okay, good. What's next? Blast you apart? Blastoise! Alright, looks like we got through the opening there. Looks like we attracted half the floor while we got through the opening there, so yeah, wowzer. If there's any armor I have that's enchantable, now's the time. We don't, okay. At this stage of the game, it's unlikely I'm ever going to be taking on the new armor that's better. Certainly not going to go power shield at this stage of the game either. Yes, you can attempt to blow up my servitor. I'm not that afraid of losing him. Make sure you are between me and him. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Oh, what is that? Oh, please let it be Boots of Running. There's the dig one that I've been complaining about not having all game. It's just +2 boots. Generic. Actually, didn't I find better boots than that somewhere? I think I left them behind in a sub-vault or something. 5 big charges is not a lot. I prefer to have an endless supply at this stage of the game. It technically, though, is enough that I can make hard decisions with it and end up making the right ones. So, very good. Did we ever find a treasure portal? We didn't. Okay. All right. Next floor. Getting closer. I am a coward. I spend as much time as possible going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. to heal and to stay safe rather than taking the small risk that is just being downstairs one extra turn to heal up. And you could make the argument that that's a pointless endeavor, and you would be right. I do it anyway because I like to minimize my risk. It's not like I'm going for a high score, and therefore the number of turns I have is irrelevant. Except, of course, if I hit the Zot comes to find you levels, which, come on, that's never going to happen. I'd be happier if my ally was right next to me right now. So let's make that happen. I'd be happier if you stood still, please. Whoa, what just happened? My whole screen just flashed. Let me make sure the recording didn't fail. Nope, we're still live. Also, it looks like somebody joined chat already. So hello, all my viewers on Twitch. Thank you so much for showing up. Dragon is not following me, so I'm okay with walking away and letting him walk away. Dragon's still not following me. I'm okay with walking away, letting him walk away. Javelin both of you guys from range. Seriously not dead yet? Just you then. You know what? I don't want him to get hasted, so we'll turn the corner. Let's grab both of you. There we go, got him. Don't haste. So that is a Berserker Moth, as all of you probably know, and when you get Berserked dragons down here in Zot, it can be devastating. Especially if you're like me and tend to underestimate them because they're not magical. They're just, big bodies, and you underestimate just how much damage they're going to deal with to you just throwing themselves at you. Or rather, because I'm only thinking of their magical threat. Oh, one of the scariest monsters you can possibly run into. Cursed Toe when you don't have a way to resist torment. I am very far from the staircase. I'm going to immediately break line of sight and summon my ally and back off. Go to town on it, please. It can unsummon, which makes it a very... Look, I lost 110 HP in one turn because of the torment. If it double torments to drop me down to, say, 50-ish and surrounds me with mushrooms, there's very little I can do to guarantee safety. I'll probably get away with it, but I like guarantees, and that does not offer me a lot. So what I tend to do is just make sure I can get away or go to town on it quickly. It doesn't take a lot to kill, but it can kill you without taking a lot. Necromutation is the safest tool. If you have Necromutation for Torment Immunity, and maybe on top of that, Gazog so that you can cure out of confusion, right? Then you're pretty much set. But without both those tools, they will never be harmless. Yeah, that's basically it. They won't be harmless. Again, I want to stress, it's not like you can't just beat them up. It's not like they're unkillable, but all things, the more risks you stack at once, the more skittish the player needs to be in order to survive. Again, and just another good reason to steer hug. There's another one. Kind of back off. See, there's the fungi that it's summoned. And also, it can unsummon my allies. So my usual strategies are a little bit weaker just on account of that. We're going to keep you grabbed so that you don't easily slow me. And I'm just going to orb you at this point. You're basically dead. You're at full length, so I can definitely orb you. Full screen length can definitely orb you. All right, anybody else coming? You'll notice that this has all been a calculated retreat in the direction of the stairs. And that's the reason why, just that one enemy. There's half my health gone. I think we risk a little more since he's technically not targeting me yet. He's got the confusion on. He's dead. Perfect. Heal. Who's next? And this is probably why a Deep Dwarf and I never got along, because Deep Dwarves cannot heal naturally, which means go upstairs and full heal is never an option. It's just so antithetical to the way I play the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, they can go upstairs and heal, but they're using tools to heal, which they could have used without going upstairs, so the need to go upstairs and heal is lower. Whereas I like to think of staircases as basically full refresh. If you could consider that you're getting a free max HP, max MP, ooh. Yeah, I don't need bony ass, not when I've got this. Tempting, but not really tempting. I think fragile weapons are one of the coolest ideas. You can equip it, but the moment you unequip it, it's broken forever. So it's kind of like do you really, uh, will you never find anything better? It's a proposition to put it on, and yet for any kind of extended game, it really tests your evaluation of items. Also, it makes it so that you question whether or not having a swap item is worth it or not. Oh, we got our first orb of fire. We are fully fire resistant, which is good. We're just going to blow it up, and we got through with no new mutations. Very good indeed. That's pretty much the optimal outcome in that situation. Probably not the optimal approach. I could maybe have dropped an ally and then used him to get in the way, but I felt like the turn that I lose moving and repositioning wasn't worth it. And in fairness, I did kill it, so maybe it would have been worth it, but no harm done at least. We've got a bunch of identified gold piles. That helps kind of determine the structure of this level. Sort of. What else can we do here? Looks so far so good. I think I should double or triple dip, get all the staircases I need before I get too invested in this floor. Just on the off chance that they're in really nasty positions. Where are we at? Oh, hello, Poppet. No. Just fire and fire and fire and fire. Fire. You all dead now? Excellent. Alright, the third staircase I won't be able to secure because it's in a weird one tile wide space. The escape, those are the favorite spot to go into, obviously, because you can just immediately go up the stairs twice, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time finding it. I'm just going to take the path of safest approach, exit when I leave. No, don't need that. And I'm on if I recall, I'm on a ridiculously large pile of blink scrolls. I have 10 blink scrolls. That dispersal trap is dangerous, and now it's fired off, so we're done worrying about it. That's a lot of orbs. One of them's going to kill him. I now have Armor Fits Poorly, which has reduced my AC somewhat. I could potentially try to get rid of that, but I'm not too worried about it yet. I am, however, worried about being marked. That's a great way to end up, thoroughly swarmed and killed. I could have, not cured, what's it called? I could have cancellationed out of it, but I wasn't worried enough to use my cancellation potion. Maybe I should have been. I got slowed by the death cob. That was not good. This is a good spot to waste a blink scroll. I don't have to, but I would rather. Best of all, in doing so, I've now gathered most of the enemies of the floor that I need to worry about in one spot that I can deal with while standing on a staircase instead of while chasing them to their homes. So that was kind of worth it. And I don't think I have a lot of cancellation available even. Yeah, I have 2 cancellations available. So I'd rather save it less for mark and more for a critical status effect at a bad juncture. Pull. Same staircase is good. Poison, we'll get most of them. easy to overlook this, but Draconians in Zot tend to be weak to both poison and cold. So your AoE spells that deal in those damage types can be very effective. You guys seriously just don't know a kill zone when you find one, huh? Alright. Take it out, boys. Alright, we good. I would take that one out too. No, I don't need another pip of RC, he says as he turns the corner into a white draconian. Assuming even a modest vulnerability to fire, ignite poison's the right way to go there. You guys done yet? Good. And what are we wearing? Scarf Repulsion. You know, I should probably be ditching Repulsion by now in favor of some AC bonus cloak. Rat Skin, I don't need anymore. And it's a -1 to every stat. Back when I needed the R poison effect, it was definitely worth considering. Now I don't really think I need rats. And summoning a couple rats doesn't do me a whole lot of good typically. I'm very rarely looking for random blockers to follow me. I need specific blockers. Okay, Zot 3 cleared. We have an obscene amount of money right now. I could very well afford a couple extra bribes or even an extra early armor shop. What would we forget given the opportunity? I'm literally using everything on this list except Ball Lightning, so I guess I can ditch Ball Lightning at this stage. Ignition looks fun, but it's not going to actually see a lot of use. Ditto for Draken Call. Statue Form. Statue Form gives me a survival option in situations I otherwise wouldn't have one. I'll look at your fancy hat. I might even wear it. Who knows? Well, it's a very fancy hat, but it gives me resistances I already have, so I don't need it. And it's less AC, so I don't want it. Finish him. Fatality. Oh my god, it's a massacre. Focus the guys that can actually threaten me, please. I'll deal with the riffraff. Blue should be enough to take out most of these. On mark, no wonder I'm getting so swarmed. Let's just beat these guys up in the relative ease of the upstairs, please. Because constrictors were closing on that staircase, I'll take a different staircase. Nothing's note coming at me here. Same constrictor again, huh? All right, we good. We very good. Push it real good. Okay, I think that was the same constrictor, so we don't have to be afraid now. We are totally invincible to the last three things that we saw. We're very far away from the stairs, so my first inclination is to start heading back in that direction while dealing with whatever follows me. I'll notice that my general search pattern here, general, not specific, has this kind of broad broad square to it. I'm kind of trying to search in a pattern so that I don't get surrounded on all sides. I always have at least one safe retreat, exploring from the known to the unknown. Even though I'm bragging about and talking about my character's strength, I'm playing as though the character could be dead. And that, ironically, is probably the only reason it's not going to die, because of some safety precaution I took that left some resource available that some time that let me live. Like right now, because of my search pattern, if I suddenly lost a bunch of health, I could blink right next to a staircase. Speak of the devil, 2 berserker moths with a pack of dragons and an unknown entity that we will grab in place. Now they're berserked and they're summoning. Man, I didn't mean to be this prescient. Do your worst. Do worse than that, please. Take your worst and do a little worse, please. Let's pull these guys upstairs. I don't know who the invisible one is, and I don't want to find out. Looks like I killed him. Great. Next floor. Now I'm just getting sloppy with my exploration. When you have most of the floor cleared, it takes an obscene amount of time to like manual explore everything to finish up. Worth it if your character is weak. If your character is strong enough, you can afford to lose a couple of resources, then, you know, you probably, yeah, ignite the poison, finish whatever's in this floor. Sure, we'll figure out what this ring is, and then we'll ignore it. Okay, that's it. We made it to the final floor of the whole game. Oof. I don't know about you guys, but my heart's pounding. Let's do it. We got marked when we walked downstairs. You know, I'm actually okay with this. This is far deep from the lungs. I kind of want to attract things out of the lungs eventually. And I'm on a staircase, so however much damage... Yeah, there we go. Mark my way by itself. You'll notice my first act after mapping the floor was to block the lungs. If I accidentally auto-travel, I don't want it to be into there. If I intentionally auto-travel, I don't want it to be into there. We're going to deal with the lungs, as we always do, excessively cautiously. Keep my buddy on. Okay, I just got the worst mutation in the game, so now it's time to run. We'll deal with this guy as we run from him. This is actually a very safe position to be in because this Spellforge Servitor is blocking him from mutating me, and the fire spells that the orb is using are generally speaking very well resisted by Servitor. Okay, we need to get rid of scrolls take a long time to read. I don't care how many potions it takes to do it. We got a lot of cool stuff, but not the one I need. We got an even worse option. Do not regenerate is bad, but survivable. Clarity is nice. I'm going to go one deeper. Even worse. I really would rather not lose my regeneration. There we go. EV, strength plus, evocable blanks. This is fine. I'm happy with this set. Normally I wouldn't be that greedy. Normally I would have accepted non-regeneration until I had more of this floor cleared. It's just that in practice right now, I have so many mutation potions that it's actually a little less relevant. Can you kill him, please? Blocking with that shield really nicely. Yeah, let's not let that happen again. Now we can start auto-exploring now that we have a beachhead on this floor. In other words, my auto-explore is more likely than not taking me to the known, from the known into the unknown instead of deep into the unknown, so. As long as I prevent going deep into the lungs, this is a fine way to approach the floor. Good. Ghost moths, eh? Lucky for me, I'm not just a mage, I'm a Gnoll mage, which means I'm also really good at melee combat. Bane of the Mage, but not Bane of me. Alright, come at me, brah. Anybody else? I didn't get mutated at any point, did I? Okay. More. Whoops. Javelin past these guys. Good. You see why I'm so such a fan of Dornord's Vile Clutch. It synergizes with my current weaponry. So we've cleared out most of this floor. Here's a good trick. Hit Control F, forget the floor, and then do one more round of exploring it. It gives you a good chance of catching monsters you didn't catch the first time. Now we have to decide how to proceed. There are no more alarm traps on this side. There are multiple alarm traps on this side that I can use to draw deeper enemies out. There are net traps on this side that are nasty buggers. There are these purple dispersal traps that are what I'm most trying to avoid. And they are unfortunately all over this side, but even worse positioned on this side. If I go deep into this chamber, I probably get to avoid dispersal until the deepest stage. In short, neither of these lungs are particularly tempting entry points. The stairs are well dispersed on the upper left and upper right. So I think the best thing for me to do would be to shatter this door open if at all possible. Let's see if that's in fact at all possible. We are going to wizardry on both hands. We're going to take off the armor of int -5. And that gets me to a 58% shatter right there. Now, if I had an int plus item of some kind, it would be a good time to know about it. There is obviously very strong armors that I don't want to wear. There's a ring that I could use as a swap point on the double wizardry to see how that works. Let's try that. If we go int +6 at the cost of wizardry, it's actually a wash, so I'm going to keep this on. Truly, this is as good as it gets, I think. Now those dispersal traps are a lousy position, so when I pop this vault open, I'm going to need to run for it. But I'm by a really good streak of doors that I can zigzag my way back to the stairs with, as long as I don't get instantly dispersed without armor. And if I do, I'll have to blink out of it. So I think this is as good as it gets. 58% shot. Let's go for it. Did not work. We wait off the contamination in full, and we try it again. Do I have a ring mail I can put on or something right now? Something to give me temporary protection? I don't. It's not worth going back for. Okay, we popped it open, and my god, we somehow avoided revealing the dispersal traps even. So we're going to take the long way to continue to avoid showing the dispersal traps before getting out. All right, we did it. All right, put on the new armor upstairs. Change our rings back if necessary. And 75% fail is just fine with me. Let's poke our nose in the direction of our recently opened, and see, this is why we do these things. So much easier to deal with a lich from this much range. What was my tool for See Invisible? I have a ring for that. Let's do that, please. Any minute now, he's going to show his face, and what just happened? I got dispersal trap. He stepped on the dispersal trap to do that to me. I'm not going to bother with summons. I'm just going to unload on him immediately. There we go. Since I had him door ignores, I figured I'd risk that. I can switch back off of the See Invisible ring now, and then switch back to it later if necessary. Whew. High tension, no question. How scared are we of a dispersal trap here? Somewhat afraid, but not terrified. We can back off to a safe distance is probably the correct answer. All right. Orb of Destruction is unfortunate. Let's try to minimize the direct line of sight. We got one malmutate. It's a minor one. It's a stat debuff. I can deal with stat debuffs for all day for simple stuff like that. Are we done here? Nah. Once you pop one of these open, it tends to leak for a while, for lack of a better term. So we are going to be doing this slow and steady. And unfortunately, yeah, just unfortunate. It's fine. It's fine. I feel like the structure of this particular Zot 5 is the distribution of these traps does not leave a preferable lung to go through. I'm terrified of dispersal traps in case it's not immediately obvious. I find that you can lose your positioning and then shortly thereafter lose the game very quickly. Because you're approaching from the outside, you're staying safe, then suddenly 2 orbs of fire are blocking your escape route and a lich is in the way. So you start dealing with that, and then boom, your last 2 turns are negated, and the repositioning happens a third time, and it just your whole game plan can go to hell very quickly. No mutations off of that orb. Start a poison aura so that bouncy clown keeps getting hurt until he shows his face somewhere I can do something about it. Do not orb of fire a clown. Orb of destruction a clown. It's a great way to find a orb in your face shortly thereafter. That doesn't mean I never do it, but it's better to grab and smash some other way. Okay, there's another orb of fire. We got a perfect block going with our summon, who hopefully is trying to kill him as we speak. That dispersal trap is visible. I don't like it. Let's resummon our summon and continue to target the orb of fire with him. We got a decent javelin arc here. I'm loath to fire through my own ally. There's a ghost moth. This whole floor just became untenable. We need to run now. Because I do not have the tools to deal with the ghost moth. I mean, I have the tools, but I don't know what other enemies are going to be around that will make those tools unusable. You might wonder why I didn't immediately go back to using the invisibility. It's because the odds of there being the ghost moth and me not being able to get out were low. There he is. See, I want to attract him at some point when I have control of the situation so I can just pummel him like this. Solve the problem on my own terms. What? Dispersal! Hurrah! We survived that without any new mutations. Let's take him out, brah. This is where I wish I had Ozo's refrigeration so I could be reinforcing him from the back line. Armor fits poorly. AC reduction penalty. Hate that. Okay. Poking our nose in again. Continuing to make as much noise as possible. So at this point, I could reasonably start spending my money on bribes to keep Zot nicely bribed. I could have done it sooner, but I'm past the point of the fully safe clear, so now it becomes more tempting. How do I... F, right? Can I pin you down somehow? Thank you. Green Draconian, of course. There's a Green Draconian. There's always a Green Draconian. Some other nonsense enemy. That's what's happening. They're coming up the alternate pathway through the right when I control the left, and then when they do, they step onto the dispersal trap right as they get up. So any prep work I've done is suddenly out of position. Thrown out of position. Okay, we are once again on top. We have a decent control of the first lung. We have no unbearable mutations. Let's start pulling enemies. First mark. Oh, damn, are you serious? And from the side too? It's the exact direction I don't like dealing with them from. Very good. He is gonna die. Okay, I got Berserkeritis. That's not good, but it's honestly not the worst since I do so little melee combat. I tend to not trigger it very often. But even though it's terrible for a mage to be Berserkeritis, oh my god, I lucked out. I forgot about the blink and the dispersal, and it happened to be in the best direction. I'd like to fog here. How many mutations have I picked up? Not a lot. Good. I think I'd irradiate this one to death. Vision blurs. I have the unacceptable mutation. I need to undo everything and get rid of it. I question my life choices as a minor action. Okay, great. And mutation. Berserkeritis with a bunch of other random stuff I don't care about. Still, well, I'm not wearing a helmet now. So where was that hat that I had on once upon a time? Let's go wear that hat. Right? I don't need this. I definitely don't need random effects. So I'll wear that hat if you please. Yes, yes, wear a deathly cold hat. I'm missing a pip of resist fire now. That's not good. I am wielding a resist fire option, but I need to be aware that I'm missing it. I have potions of resistance, so in a pinch, I can resist all tears just fine. And the reason I'm not overthinking it is I'm very likely to get mutated again, and once again, quaff mutation potions. So this too shall pass. You know, and if it doesn't, that's fine. This hat is more than enough for me. But I might not self-ignite poison on myself, for a bit. That might be how I deal with this. Okay, you guys all just get mowed down by my axe. And if I berserk right now, no big deal. I would totally be willing to berserk right now. Didn't happen. Berserkeritis, like I said, not the scariest mutation. Even though it has the potential to end your game and all that, it just doesn't seem to trigger often enough for me to care. Unlike, not being able to read scrolls efficiently, where what should be a get out of jail free card becomes a get out of jail with get out of jail asterisk. Blink scroll, I mean. Oh, whoa, okay. Guess it happened that time. No, not the dispo trap. Okay, good. Because the worst thing that can happen with the dispersal trap is you get triggered into it and then get triggered into it again and again and again. And it just keeps happening. Okay, I think we're ready for our next Shatter Dome. We're going to try it over here. First, let's get everything cleared out and cleaned up. Let's take off this armor just like last time. It's 50%, it's a little bit better than last time. Shatter and run. That makes a lot of noise and I'm not wearing my armor right now. I mean, AC is 8. That's a pretty serious reduction from 19. 19? Oh yeah, I had to take off the hat because of the horns, or antenna. Orb of fire. Remember that we do not fully resist fire as before, so we might take slightly more damage than usual here, but not that much more. Irradiate when at melee. Okay, good. Ally back. Ooh, a new dig wand. Ooh, new dispersal traps. Be very cautious when you take a step forward. Know what you're doing. Stay away from the dispersal traps. Okay. At this stage, I've done most of the dungeon. There's probably not a whole lot of denizens left. I am going to bribe what's left and start pushing my way forward. No, I do not want to step into a Zot trap. Thank you for asking, instead of just assuming I was trying to commit suicide because of a typo. Minus cast. Yeah, we're not wearing that. Sorry. Open fire on this guy? No? Alright, it's fine. I'm a little leery of meleeing these guys on account of my berserkeritis. It's nothing. Orb of Destruction went in a full circle and hit himself. Mostly because I refused to step where he was firing it. Oh man, did they just stick all the Digwants from the entire game in Zot? Because I didn't have them when I started this segment, and now and there were a couple times where I wanted them, and now I have 18 charges. So yeah, all Dig acquired in Zot. That's pretty sweet. All right, I think we're there. Since we're here already, I'm going to quaff mutations till I get a favorable set. Resist cold, blink, resist mutation, repulsion field, still with a stupid antenna, so I can't wear a better helmet, but I got the RC pit back, so that's nice. I think this is honestly good enough. I don't think I need better. So yeah, perfect. Let's do it. This is where the Super Metroid music starts playing. Yeah, if only I could spam Shatter. my casting is at like 50% for it. It's not exactly spammable, but it's a great strategic tool, so it doesn't need to be. Maybe I ditch RF int +6 in favor of protection for the run back. Yeah. I can always switch back if I'm up against a fire enemy. No, that's a stupid plan. Well, it's not, because I can quaff resistance and basically resist full time. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Just have to remember when inevitably tormentors and the like start going nuts, that's the plan. There is no teleport trap nearby, only disto traps. So let's use the haste I picked up and the bribe and just make a walk for it. Okay, I just realized there's a lot more disto traps on this side. I might actually be better off having teleported out, because you could easily wind yourself chain, disto, and netted here. You guys are at 0% to confuse me, right? 0%, yeah. So blink all you like. I have better things to worry about. I do not want to get marked, though, and they are very likely to mark me. If they mark me, I'm going to have to cancel out of it probably at some point, which will also cancel my haste, so I'm not looking to do that. The reason I went the long way here is to avoid one more disto trap. At this point, I think we're good to just walk out of here. Oh, here's an ally now? Great. Hellbeast. Hellbeast sounds fiery. Fiery sounds bad, but it's not in fact the case. He's merely a beast that has been cooked in hell, not one that generates the hell that he's cooked in. Shadow Demon lived as he died pointlessly. We're out. We're out. Painful for a second if I get burned. We're out. We're out. Oh my god, seriously, a Hell Sentinel at melee range. Oh, an ally Hell Sentinel at melee range. Please, come with me. Oh, he stays behind. Moron. Okay, let's bribe the depths as well. Unlike other runs I've done, I actually have enough money to bribe the entire way. I think I go down here, actually. Sorry, go back up here. Oh, I was going up. Okay, perfect, yeah. So we're just escaping. We're just escaping. I think I just dig this because I have enough digging that I can afford to and get out that way. And we're almost out of the depths. If we can make it out of the depths, our run is pretty much home free now. There's a lot less bottlenecks that I can run into outside Z1 and D1 on the orb run. So we're just going to get careless, I guess. Yeah, we can kill you straight up. Actually, tab fighting is a really bad call right now because it's one of the only things that can get me disabled because of Berserk. And after Berserk, since I'm not a troglodyte, I could actually get paralyzed. So yeah, I should probably avoid meleeing things even now. Says the guy, and then he promptly goes and melees. It's just such a convenience. Yeah, we're just gonna keep one upstairs, please. Because of the bribe, this guy is like my blocker car for now. I don't need him, but I'm happy to have him. No blocker. Think another haste and a resistance. Just because I see that there are enemies on the screen now, and these excess resources will never be used. Blow you up, keep running, blow you up, keep running. The bribe hasn't expired. But the run has. GG! Feels so good. Feels so good. We escape. We escape, and that concludes that. So, without starting a new run, I'm very curious what my win Gnoll query will pick up. How many times have I won with a Gnoll? I've won 25 out of 58 Gnoll games. It's 43% of my Gnoll games. And actually, can you guys see this tab? No. Let me change this video to a different sharing real quick. There we go. Let's see if you guys are seeing that. Yep, okay. Holy Toledo! Unrecovered. I'm just now seeing your comment, and that is insane. I hope you make it through the run. That sounds like a death-defying moment right there. With this run, oh, that's not the tab I need. This one. With this run concluded, I am at this point pretty much done with my greater Gnoll run. I technically have to do the Berserker at some point, which will be small potatoes compared to what I've done already. And at some point, if I want to upgrade past version 0.6, I owe my character a Cinder Acolyte. The Wanderer is about to get put up, and that's the whole row. What's amazing is the streaks that came out of this. I had a 14 streak before I insisted on Chaos Knight. Before that, I did 2 in a row with 16. And as you can see, I've had a series of other small streaks, 17, 18, 19, 20. Most of these were just streaky wins. When I'm not trying out a new god or a new strategy or a new concept, my Gnoll play is very consistent. And I would, I'd say End of an Era is an appropriate title for me. I've got to say the ability to use everything the dungeon gives you makes for a very fun play experience, and that's probably the biggest reason I would recommend Gnoll to anyone who's interested in trying a class. At some point, I do want to go for Poly Ice Elementalist as well and beat the game with every kind of Ice Elementalist. Lord knows it's my favorite background map now. I mean, look at that intersection. Boom. Yeah, what else is there to say, guys? This game was fun. This game was excellent. I hope you all had a good time with it. And yeah, that was the thing about that 14th streak too is, I'm not gonna lie to you, a big part of why it broke was I was sick of it. Each of those games is taking 5.5 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and when you know you're winning, it's frustrating. But in the end, what cost me the game wasn't that I was playing a Chaos Knight necessarily. It's that I came up against a +3 Dagger of Electrocution at melee range right within the first 300 turns. And when you die in 54 seconds, you know it was a bad luck start. And yet, I mean, that's XL2, right? If I had been playing an Ice Elementalist, I would have had Freeze up my quiver, and I could probably have blown him away with 2 freezes. Or I would have had Blink and been able to confirm that I don't have to do the fight. So, tomato, tomato. Some backgrounds are more consistent than others. But I like playing this game for fun at first and streak second. And these weren't exactly all guaranteed wins either. Conjurer is strong, certainly, as is Gladiator, Fighter, Monk. But Summoner is not exactly the strongest start, or certainly not the most reliable start, right? And let's see what else was in that thing. I mean, I had a Delver as the second part. Like, Delver starts 5 floors deep. Anything can happen. Anyway, I'll talk less. This was a lot of fun to stream. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching it. I'm probably going to switch over to doing more Netrunner streaming at this point. But if I do another crawl stream, it'll be during the tournament. It'll be going for the Cinder Acolyte, so I can have the official greater player title instead of just the technical version 0.26 version. Thanks so much for all of you who showed up. Thank you on Recovered for commenting. It's always a pleasure to meet you guys, and happy crawling. I'll see you guys next time.